pong. Why, what are we going to look good? What are we the vibes? Nice! Trust me, man. Well, I just want to start off by saying greetings and enough respect to Chief Richard Curry in the house. To all the distinguished colonels in the house. We gather this afternoon to celebrate with you the 285th anniversary of the 1738 peace treaty between the Maroons and the British. It is a real honor and privilege to be here with you all. And I really want to thank Chief Curry for inviting me to be here. It is indeed a momentous occasion, 285 years. As Maroons all across Jamaica have come together to honor their ancestors and celebrate their rich heritage and immense contribution to Jamaica's struggle for freedom, in which the Maroons led by example. This year's celebrations take place under a theme, and the theme is Culture as One, Unification through Peace and Friendship. I repeat that. Culture as One, Unification through Peace and Friendship. It is a joyous occasion when Maroons come together in celebration of their culture, their history, their rich heritage, along with well-wishers from the wider population, both here in Jamaica and from abroad. It is inspirational to witness Maroons demonstrating this love for their community and themselves, and their deep respect for their natural environment. The Maroons are a constant reminder of our strength and determination as a people. They fought for their freedom decades before the abolition of slavery. They were the first to achieve military success in the 1730s against the colonizers and enslavers. Great Maroon leaders like Nani and Kojo are a source of inspiration to many of us here in Jamaica. They taught us the value of our collective power and have instilled courage and self-belief in our people. So, the preservation of these important events, like the one we are at now, events which commemorate our history, should not be met with any resistance. Instead, we should welcome and embrace the Maroons' contributions to the distinctiveness and diversity of our culture. We should encourage the continued protection of that culture, and we must assist them to promote it for economic and psychological well-being. For centuries, the Maroons have maintained a solid relationship of trust and cooperation with the wider society, while asserting their rights as an autonomous indigenous group. This balance needs to be maintained, it needs to be respected, and it needs to be embraced by the Jamaican society as a whole, including the state. Respectful dialogue through an institutionalized mechanism for inclusive and constructive engagement with the Maroons would go a long way to achieving the harmony of relations which will benefit both the Maroons and Jamaica as a whole. We have seen an unfortunate reluctance on the part of the state to put such a mechanism in place, despite a manifest willingness among the compound Maroons leadership to engage on mutually respectful terms. I urge the government to initiate and embrace a permanent structure of engagement that will allow robust and respectful participation among all interested parties on important issues of concern, and we know that those issues exist. I urge leadership across all communities of Maroons to be united in solidarity with each other when it comes to engaging with the Jamaican state on matters of concern to Maroon communities. Do not allow yourselves to be set against each other by politics, petty egoisms, or other personal considerations. History will not be kind to those who fail to stand together in unity, especially at a time when there are clear and present dangers to your historic rights of autonomy and your way of life. The sad fact is that the Maroons have been encountering threats to environmental safety and ecological sanctity of lands in and around the areas recently designated as a cockpit country by the Jamaican government. In particular, threats from mining interests, in which the government of Jamaica is a substantial shareholder, along with its private international partner. These are lands which the Maroons have occupied for many, many years, centuries, and which hold great cultural and spiritual significance to the community of Maroons. That the Inter-American Commission on Human Rights, the IACHR, has recently declared that the rights of the Maroons are at serious risk, and it has instructed the government of Jamaica to take the necessary measures to protect the rights to life, personal integrity, and health of the Maroons. To date, to the best of my knowledge, the government has not taken any substantial action to remedy this situation. And the threat to Maroon life in the cockpit country still exists. I take this opportunity here today to call on the government to comply with the rulings of the IACHR and to accede in good faith to the precautionary measures set out by that commission without further delay. I also take this opportunity to express my support to the Maroons in this struggle and commend you for protecting your birthright. In the true spirit of our national motto, out of many, one people, we must make every effort to promote peace and unity amongst all Jamaicans, and we cannot stand by and ignore the dangers that you face. Most recently, the UN Committee on the Elimination of Racial Discrimination, in concluding its consideration of Jamaica's periodic report, acknowledged that the discrimination of minority groups such as the Rastafari community is still a pressing issue here in Jamaica. The committee also questioned the government about policies that have been put in place to address issues faced by members of the Rastafari community, including the wearing of dreadlocks in schools, as well as the protection of their cultural rights and their cultural sites. Much must be taken by the government to protect the sacramental rights of the Maroons. I am committed, when we next form government, to giving special treatment. I am committed, when we next form government, to giving special treatment to small farmers, Maroons, and the Rastafari community in the ganja industry. You built and protected our knowledge system around ganja throughout a century of prohibition that was enforced by international interests. The Maroons and the Rastafari community must be liberated to use and produce the ganja that is a part of your indigenous medicinal heritage. And the Rastafaris believe that it is their sacrament. The state, the government of Jamaica, must give you a chance to become a part of the lawful industry so that you can make some money for yourselves and your community and help to build the national economy. When we next form government, we will facilitate home-based production, integrating with licensed processors. We will lower the bar to allow small farmers to come into the formal industry. We will incentivize commercial and knowledge-sharing relationships with the well-established and well-capitalized processors to achieve win-win outcomes for large and small producers. And we will aggressively pursue markets for quality Jamaican medicinal ganja, and we will legislate to create a comprehensive, lawful, ganja-based economy for the Rastafari community and the Maroons. In closing, as we celebrate the 285th anniversary of the 1738 Peace Treaty, which affirmed the rights and tenure of lands in the possession of the Maroons, I take this special opportunity to commend the Maroon community for sustaining practices which form part of our Jamaican culture and promoting oneness, peace, and friendship amongst all. I reiterate the struggle to keep the cockpit country as an ecologically pristine area with the water resources beneath it on which Jamaica pretends is a struggle we cannot ease up on. It is a serious struggle not just for today, but for the future, for us and our children and generations to come. And I celebrate the fact that the Maroons have stood firm in the face of that struggle. Congratulations again to Chief Curry and the organizer of the annual Maroon Fest. And congratulations to our Maroons on this milestone achievement of 285 years. I thank you again for inviting me to be part of these celebrations. And I look forward to continuing our dialogue in a spirit of mutual respect, solidarity, and friendship. The word is love.